Welcome to Road Creek Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I personally like to thank you all for listening to the show. This is just me saying thank you. Thanks as always for your listenership and for your positive energy and for being a part of the Verbal Peak Radio family. Thanks, Sonera Smith, Rock Conscious, Low Key, Graphics, High Frequency, A-Tone Productions. You know, it's so many people, man, that's out there that listens to this show, on whether it be on the Spreaker radio app or on YouTube or Facebook, Twitter, what have you. I appreciate that because, you know, the type of listeners that's drawn to Verbal Peak Radio are already enlightened, are educated. And when I say educated, I'm not just talking about letters or for as college education. I mean universal education, educated on life in general, who knows and understand the concept of as above, so below. These are hardworking people, and when I say hardworking people, mean those who put in the time and the due diligence to create and make their dreams and goals come true. Those who want to manifest their thoughts into reality. So once again, thanks as always. We appreciate you. We have a documentary that we're finishing up dealing with the NFAC, which stands for Not Fucking Around Coalition, Verbal Peak Radio, VCM Films, and A-Tone Productions. We partnered up to bring you this groundbreaking documentary because I truly believe that out of the killing of Trayford Perlin, out of the killing of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and now the young 15-year-old Mr. Charles, who was killed in Louisiana, who they said drowned, but his parents said the scratches on his face and the bruises that he suffered, and to the point to where half his lips was gone. I mean, these are demonic, satanic demons in the flesh that we're dealing with that can harm another human being, another entity, another spirit, such as the way that they murdered this 15-year-old young man. All the details are not out surrounding his death. They did show the sheriff of that town, who basically was saying, well, we got to do our investigation and we don't want to jump to conclusions. But you and I know as well, when you have a small town and you have a sheriff that's a member of the town, meaning grew up there or has some tenure in that small community, a lot of times they all are family members. So it's hard to get them to investigate and arrest their family members for killing black male, right? You know, while they telling the people we're investigating, but yet at the same time they hiding evidence and covering up facts so the case won't be solved. So as Brother Marcus Mudd stated, we need our own investigation team. We need to put our people out front to do the research to figure out what's going on, because we can no longer put our fate, our freedom and justice in the hands of people that don't have our best interests in the forefront of their thought, and specifically to those who don't have a vested interest in our well-being. These are people who first priority is not the protection of our minds and our psyche. We're not put first in their thoughts or in their lives. So we have to put ourselves first. We can no longer continue to hope other people who don't look like us to put us first. It's just, it's damn near the point where we got to stop looking for that. It's a lot of things though that we have to stop doing. I'm serious. Black women, stop bashing the black man, and stop letting Hollywood and these entertainers and these record labels give you all songs to sing about beating down black men, tearing up the black family. I see some of these female artists, right, who married, who go through a lot with their husbands, but they stick with them. They stick by their side. They raise their children together, but yet they'll turn around and put out songs telling women, don't take nothing off of a man. Leave a man. We not putting up with your shit, and you can hit the dough and all of this. But then when you see a picture of them, they're with their husbands and their families. They're enjoying life. They fight through the scandals and still remain to be together. But then they'll send a message out to these young girls and young ladies and women in particular. If he mess up, leave him, child. But they don't do the same. And you got a lot of the public trying to follow what they say in the song, and they wind up around the holidays lonely because you listening to what a celebrity has to say, and not realizing it's all a game. So don't fall for the okie doke, right? Don't fall for the okie doke. But on that note, once again, reminding you all to be aware and be prepared for the documentary that we just finished putting together and editing it and getting it ready for view. Man, I would say some hard work, but we have to do things such as this and put it in a perspective as only we can do on Verbal Peak Radio and our listeners and subscribers that can understand it. And so when we put it out and you show it to your friends and they're like, well, why, does it, look this way, and, why are they talking this way? And, and a lot of people might be afraid to actually see what's taking place, because it's coming from a place of strength and power. And since the colonizer wanted to take away our strength and power and put fear in us since we were babies, it's time to grow out of the fear and understand that you're free and we're allowed to put out the content that we're putting out in this NFAC documentary. So those of you who listens to the show, you can break down and say, hey, it is what it is, wake up, and wake up and enjoy the show. Just tell them that. Wake up and enjoy the documentary. So we'll keep you posted on that. But this is just really to tell you all thank you as always, because you always been there supporting and saying thank you, especially to some listeners. It's just not enough for the support that they do and the energy they bring. I feel kind of slighted in a sense to just give a thank you, even though it's from the bottom of my heart. Sometimes I feel like, man, I need to do something more than just say thank you. So I try to come up with stimulating topics that we discuss. You know, the one of the latest was dealing with Black Pete coming from Spain to more, and the connection of the whole Santa Claus story. So, you know, you have to check that out. You can check that out on YouTube at Verbal Pick Radio, and you will see, scroll down and you will see, Black Pete, in the discussion of him and Santa Claus. Because if there were no Black Pete, there'd be no Santa Claus. And people say that is controversial, but it's facts. But what they're saying is, like, black people, black men, you're not allowed to deal with facts. The black man in the book is not synonymous in a racist society. That's why they always kept books away from us and made it a law, to keep the black man and woman from reading and writing, right? And so they put that fear, that stigmatism of the fact of white people coming around, you reading the book, you want to close it, or you have knowledge, but you want to keep it enclosed because you're afraid that if you show that you have knowledge and that you are aware, you upset the colonizer. So you hide your hand because you don't want the colonizer to feel threatened, or the colonizer actually feels threatened and come after you and come after your job. So you gotta sit on your hands in order to please another man, and I'm just telling you, those days are over with. If knowledge is power, then get you some power and get you some knowledge. We need that. And one other thing, though, before I go, we need people to stand up to what you know is wrong. And this goes across the board. If you see an act taking place within your community, well, I don't care if it's your next door neighbor, your neighbor across the street or down the street, any white person, black person, whatever, take a stance against wrong. Say something. It's the only way we're going to change the dynamics. And plus, some people could be doing wrong but never been taught right from wrong. And so when you show them, you could be saving their lives later on down the road by telling them, hey, you don't do this and do that. They might have been doing it not knowing the repercussions of their actions. Somebody have to say, hey, why you doing that? No, you don't do that. This so because a lot of people do grow up in broken homes or dysfunctional homes, or homes that didn't have any discipline, or homes that didn't teach the child right from wrong. Right? So that's why they say, if you know better, you do better. Tell a person so they can know better in order for them to do better. Knowledge don't just automatically just fall out the sky and right into your head and soaks up in your brain. That's not a process. And parents, look, if you don't constantly dialogue with the child, then don't just set them in front of the television. Because, and the reason I said it is because the TV and the people who write most of these shows have an agenda, right? They want to make the black male feminine. They want to make the black male less aggressive, to work him out of his nature, right? They want to make the black male a servant, right? Second-class citizen, all that. And you can tell by the images that they put up of the black male on these commercials and on televisions, and how he's being demeaned in these songs as something not to value, right? So, yeah, we can't fall for that. We can't. We have to say, hey, no. We have to define who we are. So the purpose of dialoguing with your children is you can come in and set things straight in regards to the images that they just saw on one of these television shows, right? Because in the dialogue, they may come out and say, well, I thought this was this and that, and the adult can say, no, that's just TV. How it really happens in real life is this, this, and that, right? That way their mind can stay on the right path and not be trying to solve problems that was created out of fantasy and has no mathematical or scientific facts to go along with it. It was just something that they created, and if you're spending most of your time trying to dissect something that has no truth in it, you're wasting time. So the importance of a parent coming by, sitting down at night and just seeing where the child's head at, dialoguing with the child, just getting the feel of the situation, especially if they've been sitting in front of the TV box all day. And you got to go in and reiterate some of the knowledge that you bestowed upon the child. And you got to go in and just talk to them and get a feel, and you make the decision, and you can check a lot of things that they may have had wrong, or that the TV got it wrong on purpose to have them believing things are one way, but in the actual reality, it's the total opposite. So yeah, that's what this was all about. But once again, thank you all. As always, I appreciate your listenership, and I appreciate you. Verbal Peak Radio, we're out.